All right, let's try that again. Shout out to the internet. Always wins. What are you gonna do? I'm not on dial-up, I promise. I promise. Thank you, Gorilla Strong. Good to see you, good to see you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, just a couple of announcements before I bring on a very special guest. On Thursday, tomorrow at midnight, something that I've been waiting for quite some time now, the qunique Rhyveting train is still moving forward, and our fourth single comes out tomorrow night at midnight, which is Friday morning, of course, and that is the song Comic-Con Nerd Shit featuring the incredible, the GOAT, Pharaoh Monch, ladies and gentlemen. I just can't say enough about how excited I am. If you stick around, there might be a little surprise at the end of the show, but you gotta stick around. If you're new here, please hit the like and subscribe. Let me see who's in the chat. My man Gorilla Strong, of course, what's going on? My man No, how you doing? 07. Mir Depp, what's going on? Machiavelli, everybody. The whole cast is here and I'm loving it, man. Okay. So, I want to bring on somebody that I've known for quite some time. And before I do these interviews, I get to do a little quick test with the guests, and seeing him after all of this time is just so surreal, and I wanted to tell him that. So let's just get right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I introduce my boy, my brother, Brewin of the Juggaknots, ladies and gentlemen.
What's good? What's good?
What is up? Oh my
Mic check,
God,
mic check. Y'all can hear me?
Yes. You
Perfect,
are there.
perfect.
You are there.
Peace, Q.
Peace, Breeze. Oh man, this is as soon as I saw you, for some reason, the way my brain works, I just start clicking through timelines, and I was like, one little fact is that you and I briefly worked at Fat Beats together. It was brief.
We did. Very brief. Yeah. You was going out and I was coming in.
it was a
Fat
crazy
Beats crew
trade-off.
though. Fat Beats crew though.
Fat Beats
Word.
crew, for real.
Yeah, you helped train me. You helped get me in there. Word up.
Yeah, no, don't give me that credit, bro. I don't know how I rank in Fat Beats employees, man.
Oh man, nah. Everybody added their thing to it, man. Nothing but incredibly interesting people worked in that place.
Yeah,
so
for real.
I'm proud to say that I did.
How you been, man? How have you been?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm doing all right. Today was a big day work-wise. I'm a teacher, and my AP kids took their AP tests. So I felt very, like after I got to see them, I was like, well, what'd y'all think? And they were just talking and sounding all nerdy. I was so proud of them. I was like, word, that's what you wrote? That's what's up. That's what's up. So, that's a big time. So hopefully, they'll get some college credits off of that, and that's something that I get up for. I get excited for that. Or peace to I see some teachers in the chat. Salute. So that's been doing that and just trying to live, man. Trying to live. I don't know. I think you might be frozen, my brother. What up? I think we're having a couple of technical difficulties, but my man Q will be back. I'm gonna chill with y'all until he comes back. But yeah, man, he coming back soon though. But yeah, we worked the Fat Beats for a hot second. Shout out to Fat Beats. You know what I mean? I don't know how many cats hit up the spot back in the days, but classic spot, man. But I'm gonna just wait here until Q gets back in the building. Watching my Knicks on the side. You know what I mean? Q's my man. Q's my man because I'm here, like watching the Knicks on the side so that we could build. But that is my brother. So hopefully he get back up in here in a hot second. I think he went out and is coming back. Let me check with him, see what he need me to do. Oh, what courses do I teach? The best courses, man. I teach English, 12th grade, regular English. I hate to say regular, but we say general, and then I teach AP. You know what I mean? So I dig it. It's my shit. And I teach music production, which is kind of cool. We do it. We use Ableton, and it's kind of a dream come true. You know what I mean? It's like I'm talking about, metaphors and all kind of hyperboles, and then I get to make beats with the kids. So, you know what I mean? It worked out. 22 years in New York City. Word. I feel like a lucky teacher, man. My students are awesome. I'm in the X. I've taught in Brooklyn, Red Hook. So, I do not show them my tracks. We got a strong worded email this the beginning of this year. They were like, you got to be careful, with if any of your other endeavors could offend somebody. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking back to like epiphany bars, and I'm like, like I gotta be careful. You know what I mean? Word. Peace, man. Word. Talk hoops, man. Word. Shout out. You know what I mean? My man. Carrying the culture. We gotta talk soon. Definitely, man. Word up. Thank you, man. Taking notes. Yeah, that was all factual. A lot of that was factual, man. But after they graduate, I definitely build with them. I just, I don't do too much while they students. I see them trying to follow me, and I'll be like, yo, I'll follow you back after graduation. You know what I mean? So, and here's
Here
my
we
brother.
are. Oh,
There
my
we go.
goodness gracious, man. Sorry about that.
It's all good, Q. And shout out to your chat, man. Your chat is like wild, good energy.
Best.
We out here building. Man. We talking about,
perfect
education and just cool stuff. So appreciate y'all, man. For real.
So you're still teaching, right, Breeze?
Yeah. 22 years. 22 years,
man.
all in NYC. Mostly in the Bronx, but I did about maybe about 6 years in Brooklyn and Red Hook.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe it was less. Maybe it was like 4. But that was dope. That was dope. That was like pre-gentrification on Red Hook. But it was starting though. It was starting. Well, shout out Red Hook regardless.
You know what I wanted to ask you, and I'm not sure if I ever asked you this, but because of who you are in our community, you get to see the youth and how they view rap today or through the years that you've been doing it. How do you maintain like a Zen-like mentality with what you see? Like, does what you see at times disturb you, or are you just like indifferent to it? Like, it is what it is?
Nah, like I'll talk to them, like we'll have real conversations, and I will tell them like that shit you were playing the other day, that's trash. And they'll be like, what you mean? And I'm like, well, he's not really saying a lot. He sounds like he said the same thing over and over. Does he have anything else? And they were like, yeah, check this out. And you'd be surprised, like, what gets put up front sometimes is, they know what sells.
Right.
And you don't know who's behind some of the artists that they like. But if you dig deep in the catalog, in a lot of cases, they got some songs of substance, but it's almost like they're ashamed of it. You know what I mean? But they still do it. So I get them to at least not acknowledge that, like when they show me something and I'm like, oh, that's all right. They're like, yeah, I'm telling you, this dude, he actually be saying something. So, I'm sure I sound like grumpy old man, get off my lawn. And I tell him it's trash, but sometimes it's trash. And then sometimes I want to catch myself because, coming up, we definitely, talk like sex and like we listened to some Filth and Flaw on our daggone self.
Right, of course.
And
Of course.
but I just feel like the skill level was still high, you know. And some of the stuff I'm just like, yo,
Right.
homie saying like the same phrase. It sounds like a long bad chorus. You know what I mean? And they're like, nah, but check this out. So we talk.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
So still wait, now your internet is kind of tripping.
A word?
Wow, the internet is like,
yo, they don't want us to make it happen, but we making it happen.
It's like really doing a number on me today, man.
How we doing? Are we better? Am I moving?
Can you see him? No.
Can y'all see me? Check. Yo. Oh, I'm seeing some good questions too. Until we get together, I'm just gonna talk to the chat. Yeah, man, I seen that question about other artists from the underground. It was a lot of the dudes just, like in our era. Obviously the Arsonists, Nonfiction, House of Reps. Y'all can see me, cool. House of Reps, AL Skills, Jedi, very talented brothers. We Be Foolish, Yes You Are, Natural Elements. I'm so happy to see them back on on their grind. Them brothers are so talented. So, it's I'm a fan first. So a lot of these brothers, again, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's Marley Marl's like a hero to me, you know what I mean? Word, you know what I mean? So it's just like, for real, fan first. So it's like in our era, there was so many cats, and what I'm trying to do now is really get it is word. Shout out to Whole Foods the Rap is my shit. I'm bumping that today. What artists get no play? I mean, a lot of artists don't get enough play. I guess it's all relative, like how you look at it, but it's always been like that. I remember back in the day, one of my favorite records of all time was this joint called Holy War by the brother Sir Abu, right? Brother out of Brooklyn. And if y'all know that record, it was like an underground smash. You would hear that on like Special K and Teddy Ted. You would hear that, just like the late shows. And to us, I mean, everybody knew. So that's the joint that Ghost was like, he kind of like paid homage to it in the Mighty Healthy joint. So I remember Sir Abu could rock with anybody. I remember there was a freestyle with him and Big Daddy Kane and Future Flavors, Word Up. And that joint was like, to us, like if you were lucky enough to like record that, you could find on YouTube, I think. Just amazing. So, there was always dudes that didn't get enough burn, you know what I mean? You mentioned Marley Marl. I remember that Diamond Shell album, Business Little Brother. It was one of my favorite records. Such a dope record. So, the whole exposure thing, I don't know. I just like to make the music. I can't say that's like a strong, like a skill set that I thrive in. I could probably work on it more, but at this point, when I get a chance to make music, Adigio, salute, word. And brothers got so many classics from that era. Shout out to my brother Wisdom too. My whole AU crew, Adelphi University crew. But yeah, man, it's like just try to make the music. And if it touches people, salute, All-Star Jam, word. Then that's really the goal. That's always been the goal. So, I guess some cats are better at maneuvering that, but it just hasn't been like the number one priority. for me. Word. A DJ word. Cats in the chat know what it is. Salute. Q is like, yo, this is crazy. I'm just gonna let him know I'm here until he come back. You know what I mean? Because it's a blessing talking to y'all. But I definitely hope Q comes back. That's my dude. Yeah. I was on the Fat Beats compilation volume 1. I was on that joint. And the crazy part was, word. Like when I first started working at Fat Beats, you know that joint was that's when they put that out. Yeah, man. Salute, y'all. Word. Bumpy Knuckles, man. What a talent, man. That dude, people don't know enough of him on the production. You know what I mean? Like, he's probably one of the best MC producers in the game if you just blind taste tested. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the type of beats that I was so lucky to rap over one of his beats not too long ago. That joint was hard. Word up. What's good with the bad music? There we go. Yeah, Pace One is amazing, man. We had put out that I Declare War at Fat Beats when I was over there, man. And that joint, woo. Favorite venues you rocked in? See, now I wish Q was here because we could definitely talk about, you know, the New York venues from back in the day. But definitely got to shout out Wetlands. Wetlands was amazing. Sweatlands, that was a dope spot. Club Vinyl, that was a dope spot. Oh man, Awesomeness, Juggaknots, Company Flow, and many other talented brothers tore that shit down one night. Tramps, word up. And then, you know, there was SOB's, word, classic venue. And there was always, you know, there was spots in the Bronx I'm proud to say I rocked in. I mean, I rocked in the Castle in the Bronx. That's where they shot the Strictly for the Ladies video for Lord Finesse. Classic spot in the X. Word up. So as far as the Bronx spots, I'm proud to say I rocked in the Castle. It definitely had some infamous nights. I know that there was an incident with Slick Rick. I ain't gonna get into that, but the Castle was wild. And I could say that me and my team rocked in there. But all them spots you mentioning, New Rican, we so grateful. We were able to really cut our teeth, you know, as young performers up in there. Oh man, Farrell was. I remember when they had dropped Equinox, and there was a spot in New York called y'all remember High Post? It was like a barbershop on one level, and then down they sold some vinyl. Down, I don't know if it was like split. I think it was vinyl upstairs, and then the chairs were downstairs. And man, I ran out there. My baby moms had my son in the car. I was like, yo, I'm getting this record. I definitely got to shake that man's hand. And you know, again, fan first. Word up. Oh man. See, where's Q, man? I met Q through Bob. I met a lot of these brothers through Bob, man. I remember him talking about the awesomeness. And then before I knew it, you know, there was this joint, it was a Hot 97, and they had I think it was like a battle of the beats. And you know, the session it ran that shit for like, I mean, Q could tell us when he come back, but just hearing that and knowing like, oh, that's my man's people, you know, because Bob would you know, had put me on to them. And you know, I mean, I wouldn't be here talking to y'all if it weren't for Bob. To keep it a buck, if I'm, that brother did so much, and I just feel so fortunate that I was able to, cross paths with him. And for that, I gotta thank, Pete Nice. He introduced me and my brother to Bobito when they had Hoppo Records. They had a office on 7th Avenue, not too far from SOBs, like 2 blocks from SOBs. So, I met Bob. He laced me up, gave me, when I had hair, he gave me a nice little cut. You know what I mean? So, and I'm just so proud of what he's, just still impressed with all that he does and, how he stands on his square. You know what I mean? We went to an event that he had book reading. The book is dope, by the way. And it just talks a lot about New York and early hip hop and grinding and basketball. So, yeah, man, Bob is
1, 2. There we go.
Part of my foundation. We back, my brother?
Yes.
The chat is holding you down, though.
This has never been a situation for me. So we're like over here, like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Like, it's bananas what I'm seeing.
The chat
right
is
now.
dope, though, man.
Thank you. And I've been wanting. What up, Jice? My brother Jice is in the building.
Oh, my brother, what's good?
Jice from the Arsonist.
Jice one. That's what's up. We were just they were asking about venues, and I was talking about that time in Club Vinyl where y'all destroyed it, and then we destroyed it, and Company Flow destroyed it, and I think he might have been in the building too, but it was just
it was a special night.
That was a special night.
Executioners
rock too. Yep.
Yes, sir. It was. I got a lot of flyers from that time, and
that's what's up.
That whole movement was kind of like the last of the dying breed. I hate to say it like that because I feel like there's so much beautiful hip hop that has come out after, and there is a lot of dope hip hop that's out today. You're still putting out stuff. I'm still putting out stuff.
Yeah.
Ill Bill, Vinny Paz, everybody's still contributing. So it's like I don't want to make it look like there's nothing out because I don't agree with that statement. But it's one of those things where that era where we come from is just it's a special weird crossroad. You know what I mean?
I agree. I mean, we had tapes and test presses and I mean, you could still have those things, but it wasn't like the medium, right?
Right.
And like that was it. It was all or nothing with that. But it was like you were born into collector's items. Yes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And it's different now. It's like you could get out there and this joint's popping and you streaming, but it was like exactly.
You know what's funny? You signed it and you said, "Get me some beats." And I told my son, I was like, and it's funny because I told my son, I was like, you know what? After reading this, I don't think I ever gave him a beat tape.
I don't think we ever got to it. and then it was shit. Like, and we was both in New York at the time, so it was like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? But
yes, sir.
I just love how you traveling, man, and just doing your thing and just continuing to push that thing that we do.
Yes.
I salute you,
and
my
so
brother.
So are you. You've always had, for me, you've always had like a subtlety about you. And it was, at times, you're hard to read because you come in the room and your energy is so zen and peaceful and chill. And then, obviously, prepping for this episode, I went through your whole catalog again just to refresh my memory. And I was like, now with more mature ears, like I'm listening to you, I'm like, yo, Breeze, you have a way of like carefully balancing hood and intellect in a way that's special, like your words, your word selection, your syllable play, everything about it is like you're telling people about the streets, but then you could talk politics or you could talk some serious, subject. And you've always been like that from Clear Blue Skies on. It's like it's a dope thing the way you just carefully and I don't know if that was intentional, but you know, sometimes people I stumbled onto my formula. I had to figure things out because I was throwing so many things at the wall, but you have it was dope to listen to, man. After
Well,
all
I
these years.
appreciate that a lot, man. Like it's bug. Like I picked up a new class this year, so it was usually English or music production, but now I'm doing like this this like freshman college course with CCNY, but it's in my school, right? And it's all about like career paths and thinking. And you know, I'm talking to the kids, and I'm realizing like, one, I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, if you ask me as a kid, like, well, what are you into? It would be like, well, music and writing, right? And or reading, like English in general. And then it was like, I'm an English teacher, you know, but then at the same time, when I'm not at work, I'm writing these, you know, I'm still writing these rhymes. And it's such a process to just be like shout out to people who don't write and all that. Like, I love to write. Like, I mean, I could show y'all, like, I have like this, like, I got like, I love doing this. Like, I love throwing words down and just seeing how they will connect and what they're gonna become. And it's just like, and here it is. I'm 51, and it's like I'm doing what I said I was gonna do. Like, I was like, yo, I'm messing with music, and I'm looking into literature and talking about literature. Now my kids are better at talking about literature, and then now they look at stuff different. And when I go home, and then when I got my time, I'm still writing. So
that's dope.
You know, it feels pretty good. It feels pretty good.
That's dope. Man. Let me ask you. You've always had a way, an approach to this career and to this business. Do you consciously keep a distance from the industry shenanigans? Like, has that always been your thing? Because out of all the people that we talk about, me, you, Co-Flow, Non-Fix, and all, you were always like that dude that kind of like, I always felt like you did your thing and you were extremely good at it. But when it came to the industry stuff, you kind of like kept at like a safe distance from my perspective. I could be wrong, but
I think you're right. I think you're right. I think a lot of that had to do with having kids probably really young. Yo, Q. Damn, he asking great questions too. Damn, I think I'm gonna wait until he come back to address that question. Can y'all see me? Y'all still can see me in the chat? But y'all can see me though, right? All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So I'm gonna just build with y'all until he get back. I definitely want to address his question, but I want to wait till he come back up in there. But yeah, man. Appreciate y'all though, man. I really do, man. It's here he come. Okay. Yeah, right. That's what's up. That's what's up.
You ever want to choke the internet provider? That's what I'm at today, bro.
Yeah, I do many times.
Just be looking at it like, word, this is the best we can do.
Like, this is what we working with.
How much y'all charging me again? It's crazy.
So what's up, Rhett? I see Rhett in the building.
Rhett Matic is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, drop something for that.
HFL 60, Mike T's, what's going on? We got a lot of people in the chat today. Therapeutic. Yes. I'm glad to see everybody here.
And them joints I heard from you and Rhett are straight up heat rock. So salute to y'all. I can't wait till the whole project drop.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
It means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, he's a monster. Rhett's a monster. And you, I mean, you want to, like, when in our era, like, there's, like, you one of them. You know what I mean? And obviously, you pushed it beyond that. Nah, you are, man. You are that. Like, you the front man for, you know, one of the premier squads at the time. and you just kept
Thank
going.
you.
I always, you know what I mean? I think about the couple of joints we got to get up on, and the classic, Fondle Them Fossils. I love playing the record. It's like we together. It's like you know what I mean? And then you know what I mean? It's like it's me and my man, you know, all of them. But it's like it was
Yes.
dope because we was always around and we was always just cool naturally. So
Yes.
you know
Yes.
what I mean? That's
Here's another
that was
one. This
that
is
was
another one of my favorites. You know, you being a part of a dope squad.
yeah. Shout out to Indelible Brothers. You
Yes.
know what I mean? Good dudes, man. And Trez, that's my dude, and I don't get to talk to L as much because you know he be moving around a lot.
Oh,
But
he's a rock star now, man.
when I see him, it's always love, and obviously
That's
Len,
dope.
and I don't get to see Just as much, but salute to him.
Yes,
But
sir.
yeah, man. But back to your question, man. I think because I had kids so young, I think that took me out the loop a little bit because if the
Really?
yeah, because the music wasn't paying, I had to find money. I had to hustle some other way. And
Right.
it was like, you know, first I tried to do some shady shit. And I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do that.
Right.
And then it was just gigging, you know, finding work. And then beyond that, it was like, you know, I had a whole ass family. Um,
Right.
you know what I mean? And then when that didn't work out, that took a lot out of me just mentally. So it
Oof.
was like when I was able to dip in back and forth, it's like sometimes like there's songs that document that. If you this joint called "She Loves Me Not," that shit is like
Yes.
that's factual. I remember when Len when y'all was on Matador and Len had you know his project. I did a joint with Gene Gray,
Yes.
and I think hip hop saved my life. That kept me out of court. That kept me out of the Bing. You know what I mean? Because it was like frustrating times in my relationship. Hip hop was my outlet. The only problem is now, 25, 30 years later, my students hear that, they're like, Paul hates women. I'm like, nah, I just hated that woman at that time. We're actually cool as shit now. You know what I mean? But it's like at the time,
Yeah, it was rough
it was
road.
it was my outlet. But I think that
You
took
know,
me away
that's what
from
I
a
mean
lot of
about
shit.
you.
Yeah.
Right.
You
And
know?
that's what I mean about you is because every time I've ever run into you or we do a show together, you're always on some Zen shit, like smiling, shaking hands, being
I
cool with
mean,
everybody. So there's no way I could detect that you like was going through anything rough. You kept that
yeah.
shit in your pocket for real, man.
Well, the beauty of this art form in our era is that like these are some like y'all. This was like New York's finest. Like we would pull up and it would be like, you know, those squads we talked about. You know, there's so many others, man. Shout out to PH, like so many
Yes,
squads and
for
people,
real.
right? And it was like I remember one time being Philadelphia Half Life came out,
Hmm.
and I was online to buy Philadelphia Half Life at Tower Records.
Wow.
So I'm at Tower Records, and it's me and my first kid's mom, and she was ahead, Queens girl, and I'm
Hmm.
online and I'm seeing, oh, that's my man. Oh, that's my man from the New Rican. Oh, that's my man. And just being out there, I was like so crazy. It was like, yo, these are all my peoples. You know what I mean? And it was just like, so we all are heads. We
Yes,
all are
sir.
fans. And it was
Yes.
like we all checked each other. We all bought each other's vinyl. We all like would run
Yes.
shit into the ground. You know what I mean? And it's just like in a way, it's kind of like it's Goodfellas, man. I think about like Goodfellas a little bit. And I remember when, you know, like what's his name was gonna get Joe Pesci's character was gonna get made and how the other cats were just so excited for him.
Oh yeah.
And it was
Yes.
like it was competition, but when I heard y'all on Battle of the Beats, I was like, yo, that's my people. Like, yo, that's my man's people. I was just telling them, like, Bob, I heard about y'all from from
Right.
Bobito.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I was like, yo, that's my man's people. These dudes are dope. Look at them. They killing shit on Hot 97. Look at them. They won like
That's
5
what's
nights
up.
in a
Thank
row.
you.
You know what I mean? So it was like
Yes.
so much of that shit was just like we knew that was ours. So there
Yes.
was like a fraternity, like a fraternal energy with that time, and it was, you know, no doubt it was competition, but that was just like, but it was fun. Like y'all would get on, y'all would kill it. SOBs, you know, artifacts would get on, they would
Wetlands,
kick
yeah.
wetlands, like everybody, and it was like, you know, and sometimes
Yes.
you get salty if you feel like cats burned you. It was like they
Of
gonna kill
course,
them
man.
more than us. But it was always
Oh, wait,
like,
we
yo,
got a question
salute.
for you. We got a question for you. Machiavelli
Yeah,
said,
man.
what were some of the MCs groups from the Fat Beats movement out in the West Coast that you would into? Was there any? So for me, it would be like Dilated Peoples or
Yeah.
Defari. You know,
I think the
probably.
alcoholics were fucking huge for us. Like the
Yes.
alcoholics
Yes.
were huge for us because one, we were King T fans, but then
Yes.
like that 21 and over album, like
Classic.
it's not like shout out to all of that stuff, you know, on Loud, but I'll put it right up there with any album. That joint
Yeah,
is
it's
cover to
it's
cover. Like
classic.
we would put
Yeah.
that in there, and we would smoke, we would drink, we would do whatever, we would run around, and them dudes, they seem like good dudes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So obviously, you know, shout out to the licks, and you know, hieroglyphics, man. I mean, them dudes' fingerprint is on everybody. Cats can lie and try to front.
They're the blueprint. They're the
Yeah,
blueprint
they
for the whole thing.
you know, like they the way they rhymed, it changed shit. It made other
Yeah.
cats say, "Oh, I could actually fit more in here," and that like patterning and you know between them and Casual, and not for nothing, that first Dell album was crazy to me. I don't think it's
Yes,
talked
sir.
about enough. You know, I mean,
No.
it was, you know, like all over the world, you know, same old song, all over the world. Like that shit was dumb, like fire. And I was like, everybody was like,
Yes.
oh, this is, I wish my brother George was here. And cats would be like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, this is Ice Cube's cousin, and but he's weird or whatever. Like that was going to, you know, dissuade us. It did not. It made him more appealing. You know what I mean? So it was like huge Cube fan. I mean, you know, to me, it's I don't care where you from. You know what I mean? It was just like with the homegrown stuff, it was like it's a different strain, but I was always down to listen to like West Coast stuff and you know, and just appreciate whoever. The cat Safir was amazing to me. I thought like if it was ever a cat like I wanted to make a record with, like I was like, yo, the cat Safir is amazing. The cat E Rule, you know what I mean? West Coast brother, so dope. And I definitely, you know, wanted to hear more from him. He was Lupac, shout out to Lupac. And then I had a homie who actually went out west and was part of the Rascals, my man Buckwheat. Like he's originally from New York. He's originally from New Rochelle. So my man Buckwheat, he was like one of the first cats I ever did demos with. Even before the like pre-Juggaknots. So that's my dude. I wonder where he's at right now. Shout out to my man Rasan. He ended up becoming Buck 50. You know, some of the early Alchemist heat. It was with my man Buck 50, aka Buckwheat. So yeah, man, you know, I'm a fan. Word up. We got my brother Q back.
You can see me, Breeze?
Yeah.
You can see me?
Yeah. It's not
Okay,
fluid
dope.
yet though.
Okay.
It's not fluid yet.
As you can see, I had to switch backgrounds.
Now it's getting better. Yeah, it's getting better now.
Okay. There we go. So obviously you said what you said about the West Coast, and I think we're all kind of on the same page. The only other person I probably put in there is Casual. Casual was another
definitely.
dude.
Definitely.
A lot.
And he's such a monster to this day.
He's a beast. And that brings me to the next subject. It's like you had mentioned how you are, and I was at Meat Junkies event we knew, and he, for some reason, he and I never really much years stopped me. Oh, he's giving me props for the rap and then he goes, I know this game is about age and all of that. Fuck all that. Keep on doing what you're doing. Forget the age thing. Don't worry about none of that. And do you process it the same way, or you don't really pay? I'm guessing you don't really put mind to all of that shit.
I kind of don't, and then I kind of do. I think the cats our age, we kind of do need our own space. And I don't know, adult contemporary. I don't know what to call it, but it's just like
adult contemporary.
I don't know what to call it. I don't know what to call it.
No, that was dope. That was dope.
Real shit, because it's like at the end of the day, it's just like there's just so much shit. Like I try to listen to the youngins. I think the last youngin like I really locked in on was probably Kendrick. That's Section 80. I'm not
he's dope.
And shout out to my kids. Like my kids, I saw him at when he was at Terminal 5 before Good Kid, Bad City came out. And I was a Section 80 like fanatic. Like that was one of my favorite albums of that year. Yeah, just so many, like I could listen to that shit like pretty much straight through. And so I really fucks with him.
That's
the whole beef that went back and forth, like it got tired. I ain't gonna front. I like his
that shit was nuts after a while.
After a while it's like Roxanne's dog and shit. You know what I mean? Roxanne's babysitter.
I didn't even think of that. I didn't even
Yeah, I mean,
real. Remember the
like we've been doing these shit.
Way out of control.
We've been doing these shit. Yo, Roxanne's gynecologist and shit. It's like, yo, man.
That's right.
I don't want to know.
That shit was crazy.
It was too much, man. It got to be too much.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It
was crazy.
So for me, it was just like, all right, man, I get it. Like, you know what I mean? But shout out to Kendrick, man. Like, I don't think there's much he can't do with a microphone. And, you know, topically, thoroughness. You know, I was a huge fan of that Section 80 project. Like I thought it was amazing. So from there, and his stage presence, from there, I was kind of locked in. So, you know, I mean, I try to put my OGs up on that shit, and some cats are just like, nah, I'm not fucking with that.
Right.
And I'm like, yo, it's good music. Like I really don't like. If it's good music, I'm a rock with it. I've been listening recently to I've been listening to a lot of Chance the Rapper, because my daughter is a fan of him and Smino and that whole like Chicago team. Talent, man.
Yeah, you dig it?
Yo, there's joints on there where I'm like, whoa. I just think he's poetic. Sometimes the voice, you know, it gets a little not really in my lane, but it's like, but like how he strings those words together, the wordplay, it's like, you know, it's like what we do, right? You know what I mean? Right. And even a little bit like
get technical,
yeah, it's very. So it's like I'm here for it. I mean, I'm a cat who had like every Tony Touch 50 MCs joint, you know what I mean? Like I like to hear verses. I like to hear a well-composed verse. You know what I mean? It's like, that's why I love your shit. You never disappoint. Like the verse will be well-composed.
That means the
world. And I don't have to. There's never thought in my mind if it's gonna be that, you know. And for all of the dudes that we came up with, you know what I mean? Shout out to Jay Trash. Shout out to my brother Pays. So many cats. John Robinson.
Ill Bill.
They are going to deliver. This shit is going to be like hard, you know, Vinny Paz, like Queen Heroin. Like it's going to be verses. And this is, you know, so I just think it's such like the art form of a well-composed verse is so satisfying, man.
It is.
It's so satisfying to complete one. It's so satisfying to hear one, and it's like, you know, I mean, there's other stuff out there. I love when the rock stuff you be doing. I take guitar lessons now. You know what I mean?
You caught me off guard with that one. Thank you.
No, I'm just saying it's just like I feel like I don't think we should limit ourselves.
No,
because the Jungle Brothers, yo man, I damn near lost my virginity to I'm Gonna Do You. You know what I mean? It was like I'm just behind the bush. That shit was in a. I had my tape, you know what I mean? My Lose My Virginity tape. It had like 2 Jungle Brothers songs, and then it had like, you know, Kashif Love Changes. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So
you know what?
Like,
I've
that's
been
a part
playing
of my life.
Yeah, I've been playing a lot of Jungle Brothers lately, and I've come to the conclusion that people tend to forget about them, and it's like their first 2 albums are godly. It's like you got to go back and listen to the first 2 albums because they're flawless.
They're flawless. They're amazing. It's like it's straight hip hop, but then they hit another gear where it's like that chanting shit.
Yeah,
and it's like crazy. I feel like we need to like. I want to work on like hooks. Like I go back and listen, like, damn man, if I had hooks like these, man, what I could do in a party, the emotions I could draw out.
Right.
In a party.
That's real.
Dancing on the dance floor.
Girl, it's you that
That's church. That's church. You know what I mean? And I want people to feel like in between the verses, like appreciate the verse, but I want to give them that feeling as well.
That's what's up. Let me ask you, because this is another thing I never built on, and I couldn't find it, but I have a videotape of Prince Amongst Thieves. I have that promo tape that came out, and I have the CD and all of that. And in your own words, and I'm sure you've spoke about this a million times, but I never personally asked you, what was that experience like to be in the room with Paul and working on a project like that? Was this like, you must have been tripping at some point?
You know, it gets back to the other thing you were talking about, because at the time I was working at Children's Village. I was a child care worker at the group home. And by the group home, I mean the group home.
Right.
Like that's where, like, you know, DMX grew up in Children's Village. Right. So I would be there, and I would get home, and my first kid's mom, shout out to Tracy. She was like, you got a call today from Prince Paul, and my shift was 10 to 6. So I was like, yeah, all right. And I went in the room, I fell asleep. And then I got up a couple hours later. She was like, yo, I'm trying to tell you this. Hey, this is his number. So I was like, what? So I thought it was a joke. So it's a 516 number I call. It's actually Paul. He's like, yo, man, I want to talk to you. I was like, you do? And mind you, it was like it was straight. You know, we was on food stamps, not EBT, like actual stamps.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it was like, you know, 2 kids, like just trying to do whatever.
Grind,
Paul,
real grind.
Grinding, because the music, it wasn't like that for me. Like, you know, especially from having a major label deal and then being independent and trying to navigate what all that meant, right? And it just was like I wasn't outside hustling like some of my counterparts, like y'all, because like I wasn't in Europe. I wasn't doing the shows because I had these youngins, I had these shorties.
Right.
So I call him. We get up. He's like, yo, here's some bread, this and that. If you want to do it, we could do it. Yeah, I bought a Brother word processor. I bought a Brother word processor. And at night, at the group home, like I had to stay up anyway because the shit, some wild shit used to pop off at the group home.
Of course, group.
So I'm there like, yo, now I got a reason to stay up. So it was me and another lady, Miss Spencer. Damn, I hope she's well. I pray she's well. She's such a sweet woman. And I lost contact with her, man. But I'll be like, Miss Spencer, you sleep. I got homework. So I ain't tell nobody, but it was like boom, boom, boom. and I'm doing my thing. I'm typing, and honestly, I just remember the vibes, which is different. I remember I had to bribe a kid to do his work by buying him a Camp Low, the first Camp Low album, Uptown 7. And this is a hood kid from Harlem, like in there for like assault and battery. He's like, yo, man, if I clean my room right, I'm good for the week. Yo, could you run go get that for me? I was like, yeah, I got you. And I remember I brought it to him. It was like I gave him the gold ticket from Willy Wonka. Shout out to Camp Low, man. You know what I mean? I'm pushing y'all in the group home. but Paul, you know, like it got to the point where it was like, Paul was like, yo, if you focus on this, we have a budget. Boom, I'm gonna look out. I was able to leave that job and focus on Prince Among Thieves for a little while. And eventually, you know, like just get a different job that would make it better for me to, you know, like work with, like take care of my family and all that. So it was a dream come true. I got to go to, you know, to his spot in Long Island and the studio, and he has like every drum machine you could ever think of. And,
wow.
And I'm there like laying my verses down, but I'm also writing down like, oh, yo, let me get that. Let me get that effects box. Let me get that. So I ended up like in our own studio in the X. There was a lot of biting. There was a lot of studio biting.
Really?
Yeah, because he had like some equipment, and he was like, yo, this shit right here. He was like, this is Sonic Effects box. He was like, this is my favorite shit. And then I was like, word. So then I caught one of those.
There you go.
I'm like, oh, word. That Lexicon joint right there, cool. And then, you know, he had his setup was ADATs. And then we went and we copped ADATs. He had a nice little Mackie board. And I'm probably saying too much.
Wait, before you continue, this dude Machiavelli, he's about to leave, and he asked the question, memories with Bobbito. I'll say a quick one, and if you want to say a quick one before the homie Machiavelli leaves,
yeah,
I'll
definitely.
let you go first, Breeze. I'll let you go first. A quick memory between you and Bobbito.
I mean, he's the one who invited me to New Rican. Like the first time I went to the New Rican, it was like Bob saying, yo, come through and check it out. Yeah, man, because it was like the first time I met Bob through Pete Nice, you know, who was my coach at a basketball camp.
Wait, from third base?
Yeah, that's how I met Bob.
I didn't even know this. That's crazy.
Yeah, if you look on the back of the Cactus album, it says peace to PS, Breeze, and Kev. That's me and Slim.
Wow.
I was like, I think I was 13 years old when I met Pete.
Wow,
I handed out flyers. He had the show with Clark Kent before Stretch and Bob in Columbia. It was called the We Could Do This show. And he gave me the flyers, and I walked up and down White Plains Road. I walked up 4th Avenue in Mount Vernon. North Avenue in New Rochelle. I was like the Bronx and 914, wherever I was at. He gave me a stack, and I just put them on people's cars. I still have one of the flyers.
I never knew any of that shit.
Yeah, so then he was like, yo, come meet my man Bob. And we went to whatchamacallit, to the original Rocksteady Park, the joint, you know, where Amsterdam. And we played ball. Ball one night. You know, and it was just, I mean, who knows who was there? Maybe Sid was there that night. Like, we were just out there shooting around, chilling, talking. He was like, yo, this is my man Bob. And he was like, yo, we working on this label. And we almost signed the Hoppo. We were like this close to signing the Hoppo.
Totally forgot about that label. That's
we
crazy.
were this close to signing the Hoppo. I remember because it was like we had went to the spot on 7th Ave, and I remember he played us some of Pete's solo album. And the first time I heard Cage when he was called Mudbones.
Dirty Rat Bastard, it was called, or something like that.
Yeah, when it was called Mudbones, before he was Cage. And I thought that was one of the greatest verses I ever heard in my life. And I was like, yo, this is fucking amazing. So then after that, it was just like we were so close. And a part of me is like, damn, we should have signed. But it was like my brother was hustling and he was producing for this girl, Billy Lawrence. And then before you knew it, like Elektra was interested in what we was doing. We had gotten a placement on Jason's Lyric. There's a song on a Jason's Lyric album. And we like, on that, like the actual, not in the movie, you hear the beat that me and Slim put together. But on the record, if you had the soundtrack, I'm rhyming on it.
Now I gotta go and find that shit.
I'm rhyming on it.
What's the name of the cut?
It's us and it's called The City Needs Help, and it's with us and Buddy Guy. So my first time on vinyl,
the jazz musician,
Buddy Guy, was with Buddy Guy, one of the greatest jazz guitarists of all time. The dude who was in Sinners.
What the? Yo,
Sean
are y'all listening
father.
to this chat? Are y'all hearing this?
Chicago legend. So it was like once all of that started happening, it was like my brother had gotten signed to this joint called Midnight Music. It was a production company, and they were like, "Yo, we think you should probably like we know people at Elektra, and they're interested." So that's how we had met like Merlin Bob. I had just missed having Dante, as Dante got fired like a month earlier than we signed with them, because it was like I was trying to have Dante as our A&R. We ended up with Kim Spike, who was also good people.
Right.
But it just ended up, like it didn't well, we got dropped or whatever, but we was always cool with Bob. And when we told him like we gonna run with them, he was dumb cool about it. He was like, yo, I understand totally. But I heard the Curious album before it dropped. Like he was playing that. He played the Curious album. He played H2O, Hard to Obtain.
Obtain.
And all of that shit was dope. All of it was dope. And the whole time, Bob was just cool. Like we would go, we would chill, we would go to 14th. He would lace me up. He would, you know what I mean?
That's
like
right, barber shit. That's right.
Barber shops, and it was like. So that's he changed. I wouldn't be here, man. I probably wouldn't be here talking right now but for Barbito Garcia. But early on, it was just like, yo, let's just be cool. Let's go play ball. I remember one time Jay Trez came and played with us. We played right on Houston. And, I was amazed by the brother. I couldn't hang with him, but I could play ball. So it was there was that part of it too. But definitely just, he embraced us, man. He looked out. And
listening to what you're saying, the truth is that what our nucleus for our scene now, when I think about it, it's Stretch and Bob and Fat Beats. That's the thing that kind of like not intentionally, but it kind of glued everything together and kept us in the same circle for quite some time.
And I would throw the Nuyorican in there too.
The Nuyorican as well. Yes.
If it is the nucleus, the outer mitochondria, it might be
right.
You know what I mean? Like, definitely the Nuyorican was part of it.
And what's fascinating is like when I now that I'm hearing these, like I like a lot of what you just said, I had no idea. And so what it does is it shows like with everyone that I know from our like chapter in this, our beginning chapters, our humble beginnings, is that we all kind of crept through the industry. We kind of like dipped our toe in that major label thing. And for probably all of us, it didn't quite pan out that way. And we all went independent. And what we did independently was amazing because you just had to be there. I'm not saying it like with an ego. I'm saying it just, let's say if I'm not on stage and I'm watching the Juggaknots or Company Flow or y'all do Indelibles or Nonfiction, it still was a beautiful thing like that we got to witness and experience, you know what I mean? And so,
what the crazy part of it is, Q? It was like we were all young and we all had that ego that you needed to do what we did. But thank God nobody was like over the top asshole.
No.
Like, one, that person probably got punched in the face by Bill, right? Let's be honest.
Or
somebody like or Necro or somebody like them, or Big D or somebody like that. Like, we probably, we'll get him. But everybody was like, there was like confidence, but there was still a level of humility. And I think that's because like we knew we wasn't, like in my mind, it was like, yo, I got dropped. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that shit humbled me. So I was happy to have a landing space. And then I saw all these other dudes, and I mean, you was on a major label too.
Yeah,
Like
my first Peace Red. Yes, my first deal was on Columbia Records.
Exactly. So it was like so many of us. It was like we knew, like, look, we're not them. Like we're not gonna have like that 911 votes video, 911 votes champion of love video. At least they had that. We're not gonna have yo Vanessa yo. Like we didn't have those moments.
No.
And it was like, so there was just like this idea, like, yo, we are independent. But I think that us being independent, that sparked so much shit. Because when now the internet came and these cats wasn't thinking like we was like, yo, we have to get a deal. We have to get a deal. And then we're like, no, we really don't need a deal.
Nah.
I think the cats who came up like out of like kind of like looking at us and saying, yo, I like these dudes. They automatically wanted to be independent. And then they had the means to do it when it came to shit like, you know, like streaming and you know, message boards and whatever. Like you could get out there without having, you know, it was a different type of hustle. And they were good at that. They were good at that. Like I was still locked in with like what don't I have? That was and that was part of the humility. Maybe in ways I didn't even see what I had. You know what I mean? So
I mean, I feel you. I could relate. On top of the fact that I feel like because we were so early, like you mentioned, we were all really young and we were early. And the truth is, whenever I look at all of us, I think I can't say everybody, but I think all of us thought about skill, but then there were key people in our circle that thought about skill, but they could split their brain and think about how to, like LP. He could be skillful, but then he could run a label at the same time.
Just was like that too. Just was like that too. When I think about what he did, Doom, you know what I mean? And we talk about the humble shit. Like to us, like he was a star with KMD. Like Peach Fuzz was a huge hit for us. I mean, he had to join with Pooh Bar. You know, they were part of God's Squad. So it was like for him to be like, to go and then fall, quote unquote, and his fall was accompanied by like major like trauma and
it was for real.
But then to rise in that way, but it was independently, and it was Bob. You know what I mean? It was Bob. You know what I mean?
Going back to that nuclear shit.
Oh my God, man! That 12-inch, man. The first fucking Doom single had the Roaring Rapids on the joint with, you know what I mean, on the one side, man. And it was like the Hay joint.
Yeah, man, and it was part of the whole Fondling movement, which is crazy when you think about it, because it was so. It you know, when anybody bought a Fondling record, it looked like a bootleg. That it looked, you know what I mean, like it looked grimy, you know.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and you. Like part of that is you get what you get from it. Like for instance, like it's been 30 years. I know my record dropped in 96. The problem is with Fondling, I don't know when exactly it dropped.
Right. Right.
I was talking to Rob O from I&I the other day, and it was like, it's kind of funny that both of us we know it's 96 and it's 30 years. Like they did a show not too long ago up there in the 914 in the Rochelle at Jolo spot. And it was like, yo, it's been 30 years, right? But they don't have a release date, and neither do we. No. Because it's just like it came out. It wasn't out, and then it was out.
Right.
And you know, so that was part of it too, you know. Like
and we didn't set anything up. That's another thing. You just reminded me, because now when I release shit, I let people know. I set it up. Back then, you just gave it to Bob, and he just pressed it.
And then it was on the wall.
And that was
it was on the wall of Fabby. And then, you know what I mean? And it was just like, so that in and of itself is different. I think the dudes who came after Bob were more like cautious of that. When I think about like the Def Jux thing was amazing. It was just amazing, because it was like there was team that really would just focus on that. And you know, I'm just honored to be a part of all of it, man. To be
Yeah,
honest with
man,
you, honored to
and
be a part of it.
you're obviously, when you look at the chat and people, somebody, my man Nicholas said the Use Your Confusion album is a classic. Every song is dope. Like
Thank you, man. Thank you.
people have such a tremendous love and respect for your work. And like I said, like for the past, from the moment I texted you last week, I just dove into your entire catalog. And but now, like I said, I'm listening to it with mature ears, and I'm like, it's a little more, my ears a little more detailed in what I was catching, you know. And I was like, yo, like I said, like Breeze has this subtle way of being hood and intellectual at the same time. It's like such a blend that it's sick. The way you do it is like so beautiful, because it's like, you know how some people go hood, so they go a little too far, and you can hear the ignorance so far that you're like, I don't even know where you're going with this. And it's like you just put it in a. I put it to you like this: years ago, and I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but years ago, me and Nems, we were gonna do this project. It was gonna call Ignorant Genius. And when I went back into your catalog, I was like, Breeze could have been the king of the ignorant genius, because the way you balanced it, it was like it was a perfect balance of that street shit. When you grew up in New York during the crack era, like we did, it was wild, and it turned us into different people. It turned us into different people. People don't like what you're seeing now on YouTube is not how we had to handle those streets when it was live like that. And so it made us had to adjust to that ignorance in a way where it was almost like a defense mechanism. And but also because of your mind, it's like your word play is just beautiful to me. And I was like, wow.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, man. Like New York, you gotta subtlety is a superpower, man. And I feel like New Yorkers are just like we're steeped in it, man. It's like the cat who just comes out and doesn't understand subtlety will probably like misinterpret things and get offended when he's not supposed to. And it's like, nah, man, it's like there's so many inferences that you got to take on a daily basis of just being a New Yorker and just being a human being. And it's like, I definitely, I appreciate that, man, because it's like, you know, it's still New York. Like it's got like that edge, right? But it's like, but there's so much intelligence, man. People say like, you know, the Knicks, they're the smartest fans in the world. Of course they are, the New Yorkers. You know what I mean? And I know that sounds ridiculously arrogant, and I'm sorry, but that's just where we came from. And it was just like, even like, just kind of like turning on the radio, and like, I'm telling you, from like, shout out to Stretch and Bob, but even before that, Special K and Teddy Tab, Red Alert, and they would throw on like the promos and you know, like the joints you never hear, and it was just like you knew that was gold, even though they wasn't like, you know, on somebody's program list. You knew it was gold still, right? And you know, somebody had said before, future flavors, and I remember when P Rock just got on, you know, just started DJing on Marley Marl, In Control back in the days, and I remember. By then I'd moved to like New Rochelle, so I would hear the demos with like, there was like demos with like Pete and Pooh Bah, and then Pooh Bah and Sadat, and just dope shit. You know what I mean? And it's like,
man, I remember just hearing that. It's just, you know, it's a flashback that you just start tripping out on all the things we got to see. Let me get the charger for this. It's just, and the way you're describing it, it's like it's setting me back where I'm like, man, we just got to witness a lot, you know. We were fortunate in that we got to witness things that you probably will never ever see again, sadly. But I just feel like hip hop is just morphed into something totally different, and there's nothing wrong with it now. I'm not gonna try to bash on it, but what we got to see was kind of incredible, man.
I'm really fortunate, man, and that's why I say, like, for cats who have that perspective, like there needs to be like a lane where it's like, you know, You know, the Griselda stuff, like a lot of echoes. I know it's obviously like the more gully street side of it, but it feels a lot like some of the shit we came up on, whether
Oh
it's
yes.
echoes of
Oh yeah.
MOP or it's echoes of you know, Mob or
Wu Tang, a lot of Wu
Wu
Tang like
Tang,
feel.
Mob style. Like it's got
Yep.
like those essences where it's like cool G rap, obviously, but them dudes are very, very skilled. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's just like at
Yes.
the end of the day, I get it. But I think there's space for regular, degular, cool, subtle cats too.
There is. There is.
Yeah,
Man. And
man.
it's moving, but definitely. Thank you, Nicholas. Thank you for the love. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Word, man.
So yeah,
Shout out to
I'm not
Australia.
gonna
I see Australia there, man. We trying to get out there, man. Word up.
Yes, yes. Let's package a Juggaknots qunique Redmatic tour. Let's
Yo,
do this.
I would love to do that. I mean, let me get some. Well, y'all finishing up the record. I know it's kind of late. I gotta see maybe next summer, but that's when we try to get out during the summers. So I'll try to get some music. I'll try to get some music together. I do have music coming. I don't want to say too much about it, but my sister, she's finishing up a project. Again, I don't want to say too much about it.
Killing it.
She's working hard, man. She's working hard, man. And shout out to my brother. You know, he holds down the label. And you know what I mean? Just again, man, appreciate all of y'all, man. But mostly I appreciate you, Q. You're my brother, man. We go back.
Thank you.
Since we was youngins.
And thank you for doing this, Breeze. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties today.
Nah. And yo, your chat, man. The people in your chat are all thorough.
Oh man, thank you.
They held you down. They held me down. So I appreciate them, man. Word is born.
Thank you. Yo, on that note, I'm gonna let you get into your Knicks game. I know, I know you want.
Hey, man, you know I love you, Q, because now I'm gonna watch the post game. But I think we won. I glanced over a couple times, but this is, to be perfectly honest, this is more engaging.
All right, that's what's up. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. So I'm gonna get at you. I want to build with you, man, just to catch up. But thank you so much for doing this with me, brother.
Yeah, man, my pleasure, man. And shout out to Rhett, man. Shout out to the project, man. Again, salute. Congratulations, man. You got another
brother. So I'll talk to you soon, me.
My brother. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
One.
Oh, what's up, y'all? All right, I'm on now. So, yo, that was amazing. Unfortunately, we had to deal with a lot of technical difficulties today, and I appreciate everyone's patience. I don't know what happened. We're gonna have to figure things out because moving forward, I definitely don't want to have that kind of anxiety again. Probably got to get the Ethernet cable running, son. You know the deal. But listen. First of all, thank you to the chat for holding me down. It means so much for keeping Breeze engaged, for asking him questions, for talking to him, for showing him love. Thank you guys so very much. You guys really helped me out today. Thank you very much. I'm dead serious. Thank you. Because those technical difficulties, if you're in my position, which some of you do shows like this, it's a nightmare because you're trying to keep things flowing, and to get Breeze to do this is an honor, and at the same time I want it to flow. So thank you, chat. Thank you, community, for helping me out today. For real. Thank you. I can't get in the booth. Everything is kind of glitchy. I was gonna play you the new joint, but everybody's gonna have to wait till tomorrow. Unfortunately, that's what it is. Unless Stutters, how we looking at over at the desk? How we looking? Still glitchy, okay. So listen, do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. First of all, again, I can't thank y'all enough for hanging out, but do me a favor. Tomorrow at midnight, Friday morning, the brand new qunique Redmatic single is dropping. It's called Comic-Con Nerd Shit, and it features the GOAT, Pharaoh Monch. It means so much just for y'all to just give it a listen, share it, all of that good stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you for those that showed love with the super chats, the super stickers, and all of the, just showing support. thank you for just holding me down. I obviously I'm repeating myself because it was definitely a moment today, but I will be back on Friday, and we're gonna talk about the new song, and we'll try to catch up with everything else. And I'll get in the booth for y'all just as a bonus. So y'all have a beautiful evening. Much love to y'all. Thank you, community, so very much. And I'll see you Friday Vibes with Q this Friday on YouTube. Peace.